The context is very different. Okay, it's probably not the way that we have been raised. Probably, I don't know. Okay, it's not how my father raised me. Not the way that I raised my two kids. A lot of things have to do with culture thing. Eventually, if you know the last answer from the standard handouts, you will feel like a pretty upset. Okay. Any questions? Any answers before we? There were one more for the day. Simply, I just wanted to drain everything out of your brain, okay, for the rest of the semester. Okay, guys, you are probably very familiar. This is week 9 already. Okay, so we are probably only down to 7 weeks before the end of the semester, and everything will be very intensified for you, right? So, any ideas? Just shoot. I will probably share some of my stupid ones. Okay. Next. Sorry, I'm holding this one because, like I said, required by the university. I don't have a very good equipment. Last time I tried Sony, it's too big. So today it's more like I'm holding something I can actually recall our interactions. Hey, Ben. Don't worry, okay? Things happen. Okay? Do you want to? I probably just join Luna's group. That's pretty much okay. My original idea was 3, 3, 3, 3, and 2. So we are missing Lily. It's okay. Just listen to him, and we will be coming to our second activity. We are just doing a brainstorming activity. Keep on. There's other people coming from China, all welcome to this very silly, very nasty. This is probably the first it's like a unique of a lot of people. There's website that people and Yeah. Whatever reasons, if we do something or this is something that it is kind of in this case, someone is saying and they will go ask you to draw for that, and you charge them. Okay, I could probably run out of time because I want to save the rest of the time, probably 45 minutes to 50 minutes, one session for everybody. So I might go a little bit faster for the second one. Okay, brilliant ideas. I will start from this curve and passing down to that. Say as much as you can. What is your idea of?
So our idea about to make more money doesn't involving about this $5. So in the college store, that usually only have 2 washing machines in the floor, and everybody is kind of cramming on it. And there's a lot of people that will just forgot to take out their clothes when it's done. So why bother just give us all your clothing, give us all your laundries, and we'll schedule it for you. We'll take your dirty clothes and we'll send it to a washing machine. And when it's done, we'll give it to you, and then and the next room goes to next. Yeah, we'll schedule for everybody on this floor, and we just charge $10 for each room for a single person. It depends. So
that's not too bad.
That's our plan of making money.
You guys are probably not seeing everything here. Okay, this is very common in USA. The 1 year I stayed in London there are 13 floors of the dorms. Each floor takes 6 students. Okay, and then there is only 2 laundry machines, 1 dryer. Remember, it's London. It rains every day. Good business. Since we are not very popular, I didn't have friends. So the only thing I can do is go sit next to the laundry machine. Okay, for 1 day, I think I can make a lot of money. Okay, arrangement. Okay, one time, a very ugly guy, probably here too, he put a pair of Nike sneakers into it, and it stinks all the machines, washing it and then drying it. Okay? But he had his punishment. Okay, eventually, it's a pair of sneakers with air, so it explodes. Okay. All right, good. Number 2.
So our first idea is that we can get the benefits from the price difference of the item. For example, we can go to the gas station to buy the gasoline and to sell the gasoline for more prices to get the profits. Yes.
So imagine students go to the gas station and buy gas and sell it. Okay? Nothing to do with this activity, just on top of my mind. If anyone's smoking illegally right now, can we like turn them in, taking photos? Can we get some money out of it?
Can we still do it?
I don't know. This morning I saw about 20 students smoking under the banner. 校园全面禁止吸烟. It's always there. It's always there. Just my idea.
Our second idea is to sell our service. And the specific is suppose that we go to Costco and we stand there holding a card or something saying that we can buy things for you. Because some people don't have membership card and they can't buy things from them, right? And so they can they can't even go inside the market, the Costco. And so we would just stand there and see if anyone needs our help, need our service to buy things for them.
It was actually being implemented. I was telling them, we do have a graduate student coming from China. She was a full-time student here. Okay, and then we have a lot of new students who come here for like one semester only. If you only come here for like one semester, you won't get a membership. And this lady is so brilliant. She started posting everything online, visiting students from China to go to Costco. She came and told me this story. You have no idea how much they love to buy. Okay. I had a lot of complaints when I was the Dean for International Affairs. Students stay in dorm, right? And the night before they went home. I'm not just picking up Chinese students for this particular reason, okay? But they actually gave me a lot of trouble. They went shopping crazily the night before they took their flight. And they left all the garbage inside the dorm. You can just go home, right? And they bought everything so crazily from Costco everywhere. Okay, Baoya, you have no idea. Face masks were so popular. Okay, they told me they can sell it 5 times when they go back to China. So eventually, I was the only person who went into the dorm cleaning all the garbage for all the took-off students. That's what happened to me. Costco, actually, they did that. Okay, and that graduate student charged 50 renminbi from each student she took in. 250. Right? So if you go there 5 trips a day, see how much you know. None of the students here would think to do this. Yeah, but maybe starting from these two. Oh, you want to say something?
The third idea is so let's say there's a long line, like in the Blackpink concert or online. Of course, you want to get that ticket, or you can't. So now you go to that line and then you charge someone. So I will help you to buy the ticket, but I will charge you like 2 times the price. That's for that service. So I mean, like, I don't think that's really good because I charge it 2 times, but maybe you can bargain so that you can agree with that amount. So something like that, yeah.
It's not 100% wrong, but it's at this moment still illegal, right, in Taiwan.
Right.
Yeah, we call it scalp. Okay? It's an Indian word, scalp. Okay? 拔头皮。黄牛票的意思是用印第安人的话
So,
scalp.
but we are not selling the ticket. We are selling our time.
Just example.
But still somewhere a little bit vague, a little bit risky, and people can still report it. But it's very legal in the United States, also in China. People go to hospital and sell their time. They will do the registration for you. My cousin did it. If you ever go to Tzu, that's how popular they are. Now I'm seeing a Chinese herb doctor. Unbelievable. Every day he had about 180 patients. But because I've seen him for like more than 6 years, now I'm using my face to involve like the registration. I just call in and he see me, okay, and then you go. 180 per day if you want to do that. If any one of you suffers, I will take it. I'm not making that. 所有我的导生我都带他们去看过病。This is as much as I can do. When I first started teaching here, I was your big brother. Right now, I'm your dad. 我真的会带学生去看病，因为我真的很担心 he or she will die before me. I'm not making a 去年有一个是颜面神经 19 years old. The doctor say this is unbelievable. Broke his record. Okay. Keep drinking cold drinks. Okay. You guys will die before I did, right? 4 of you. Who will be sure?
So we came up with a couple of ideas. So first, easy is a tutoring.
Tutoring.
Yeah, tutoring. So we can make up to $700 to 2,000. If someone is willing to take it.
Yes. I'm actually looking for one. I just haven't told you guys. 6,000 New Taiwan dollars, 2 hours per Saturday, if you are willing. please let me know. I have a freshman coming to me last week, and I never respond to him because he hardly came to class. And he said he wants to be my kids' tutor. Oh. Okay, Ben, tutoring.
Yeah, tutor. So that's the first one, and the second one is drawing pictures.
It is like some stand that you will see in the market. So they will have a paper or a board saying that we can draw pictures for you. You just sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes and we will draw for you. We will give you the picture, the paper. You can take it back home. You can hang it on the wall. You can post it on Instagram. Yeah. And it will cost about, it is real experience from Gina, $400. I pay $400 for the picture.
In Taiwan?
Yes.
Okay.
5 to 10 minutes and 400.
Yeah, you have to be good.
I
I paid 20
Because-
US dollars 20 years ago. So now maybe, yeah, that's pretty okay. Okay. Figuring, drawing.
And the third one is the lucky draw. So we will have a box inside, and the highest prize will be NT dollars, 120 NT dollars in the box. And you have to pay only $20 to play once. And the highest prize you can get is 120 NT dollars.
Sounds a little bit, yeah, on the borderline, yeah. But all the professional baseball teams are doing it.
It's very legal. The prize is actually in the box.
I know.
Yeah, it's like lottery.
You guys know there's a very famous Korean dancer coming to Rakuten this over weekend, yeah?
Oh.
And they started a very similar activity.
Really?
If you pay $500, you get a draw. And her photo albums will be one of them. Sometimes you get 0 key holder, but you also get, see that, $20.
And we also have 2 more options.
Keep going, keep going.
And number 4 is the rental boyfriend. We will give you discount for the first hour. You can experience it. If you feel it is not okay, you can change to another one. We have 2 options.
And it's very common in the States.
Yeah, and the first hour will cost $999. Why? Because Joe. Love should be Joe. Joe. And if you want to keep it going till the second hour, it will be $1,314. Why? Because inside is
Okay.
love should be Joe and inside is. This is the rental boyfriend option.
Okay. You have that 2 words written very clear. Anything else?
Then we have one last more, is the traditional, what's the trick pro quo? Trick pro quo. So you can exchange item from 5. We can buy something from 5 and try to exchange upward.
Yeah, it
Someone
sounds
did a
like
similar challenge in YouTube, I believe, and they eventually exchanged a house, but of course there's some drama going on.
So
in
for
there.
example, it's like, hey, hello, I have $5 US, and what would you like to exchange?
Right.
Yeah, we can exchange things. And if I get this pen, and I will say, hey, I have this pen. Do you want to exchange something? And keep it going.
Yeah, keep
Into
going.
our-
I know that, yeah. I read the
Quid
story.
pro quo.
I believe that's the word.
Yeah. For a while, okay, people talk about it's not that illegal. It could be something you can do, but probably it was going to take a lot of energy. I think from the news that I read is eventually somebody got a house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I personally feel like you guys are just being amazing. You know, in the States, that service has been there, but this is a little bit dangerous.
You mean the,
We don't really use the word rental boyfriend too always. It's called escort service. Someone will be keeping you company. But there's the borderline here, just we don't want to lose these 2 boys.
no, the service is only in holding hands only.
Holding hand is a
Holding
lot,
hands
right?
and shopping maybe, we can.
Yeah, but typically no physical contact.
Yeah.
holding hands is too much.
Really having dinner together.
That's okay. But you also have to be very careful. This is also social issues. If Ben is having a girlfriend and that thing happened to be seen, what happened actually in Kaohsiung is that the original girlfriend brought some chemical and spread onto the boy, and then he or she will lose all the face. Okay, just be careful. Oh, one thing I learned from Kitty is that if you go to somebody's restaurant who is really popular, don't join some other tables. 中文叫做并坐，不要随便并坐。Because me alone and I'm sitting with these young ladies, my wife just walked by. She would do gun shooting, but I was simply sharing the table. That this happens. Great ideas, unbelievable. Okay, first time I ever had so many good stories. Listen to this professor and see what are possibilities you guys have been mentioning.
So a few years ago, I was, the D school, the Design Industry Stanford was just starting off. And there was the first year, there was a boot camp class. And there was a whole cast of thousands of people teaching the class. And I was asked to teach 1 week that focused on entrepreneurship. Tina, when you teach 1 week, it gets folks understanding the general principles and the ideas of entrepreneurial thinking. So I thought, what can I do? So what I did is I gave the students, every team, an envelope. And in that envelope was seed funding. How many of you know this story? Okay, we're going to cut to the chase in a second and go on to the next stories. But this one is the first assignment I gave. They had an envelope, and in that envelope was seed funding. They had 4 or 5 days to plan as long as they wanted. But as soon as they opened that envelope, they had 2 hours to make as much money as possible. Now, for those people who don't know this, folks who are don't know this story, how much money do you think I gave them? Any guesses? $500. Anyone else? Yeah? $5. I bet you know this story, okay? Yeah, I know you know this story. So, okay, let's cut to the chase here. I gave them $5 and 2 hours to make as much money as possible. So, what would you do if you were given this challenge? What would you do? Think about it. Does anyone have any ideas? Any thoughts? Organize a party, invite everyone. Are you going to basically charge people? Absolutely. You're going to charge people to come to your party. Love that idea. Great. I'd love to come. How much are you going to charge people? $10. And how much is the party going to cost? About $50. So you only need 5 people. You break even. Okay, good. Anyone else? Another idea? What you want to do with $5 in 2 hours? First of all, you guys get gold stars because usually when I ask that question, the first thing anyone ever says is go to Las Vegas or buy a lottery ticket. Really, they feel like, well, I should take a really high risk for earning a big reward. Of course, we all know that the high likelihood is that you're going to walk away with nothing. Well, let me tell you the clue. The teams that made the most money didn't use the $5 at all. They realized that the $5 was actually a limitation. They realized that that framed the problem way too tightly. And that if they looked at the skills they had and the opportunities around them, that was worth a lot more. So with that in mind, what do you think you would do? Any thoughts? Okay. Since you're being shy, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. One team set up a stand in the middle of the student union here at Stanford, in front of Tresser. And they just said, they put up a little sign that said, we will measure your bicycle tire pressure for free. But if you need air in the tires, we will charge you $1. Pretty cool? Well, first they thought they were taking advantage of their fellow classmates because people could go around the corner and easily get their bicycle bike tires pumped up for free. But you know what? They realized halfway through the 2 hours that people were incredibly appreciative.
Similar to that service, right? Laundry, but here everything's free. The bicycles are free. No one's willing to pay anything. Would you be able, if our campus were 5 times bigger, that service can be probably better. Stanford is huge. I went one time, okay, so you can think about it. University of Arizona that I went to, I spent $270 to get my parking space. I still have to walk 30 minutes. see if you can try this one. I'm not quite sure, but for this one, pumping. Here, people just stole the bike and throw it away and never bought it.
And so what they did is they stopped asking for $1. And halfway through, they asked for donations instead. And you know what happened? People paid them much more. And they walked away at the end of 2 hours with a couple $100. Pretty cool? Now, there were some interesting things that fell out of this experiment. First of all, they realized that iterating along the way, experimenting was incredibly valuable. They could have stayed in their dorm room, written a business plan, and they never would have learned the fact, all of these things they learned along the way. That, by asking for donations, they actually made more. So by rapidly prototyping, experimenting, and trying things out along the way, they actually learned a tremendous number of things. So let me tell you what another team did. Another team realized that on Saturday night, there were all of these restaurants in Palo Alto that have really, really long lines. And so what they did is they made reservations at all of these restaurants, right? And as the time came up, they sold their reservation. I mean, it was a brilliant thing. And they learned some amazing things along the way.
American restaurants were actually using something pretty neat, and I haven't seen that done here. If you go to Class Sushi, they take your name, your phone number, and you waited, right? In America, they will give you more like, I think if you go to food court here in Taiwan, the machine was there, but not for the reservation. You order something, you pay, and then they will give you a sensor, right? And that one will actually buzz later if your food is ready. But American restaurants give that away if you give your reservation. So it can be done, like what Ellen said. We can actually book a lot of tables, you collect all the sensors, get the buzzers for like a 10, and you just wait it outside. Yeah, seriously, they can be done. Very common in China, not so common here. Okay? You just have to fly. Okay? Last night was a nightmare for me. Again, I took my kids here to do skateboarding. When I went back, I couldn't get into any restaurant. So if that service is available, I will get it. And I also want to share some tips with you. If you are going to travel later in the Western countries, that buzzer is very useful for a free toilet visit. Typically, very dangerous if you go to gas station. Okay, don't imagine everything in the States is like in Taiwan. Okay, if you are using some public toilets in the States, especially in New York City, LA, don't go to a restaurant and say table of 4, and they will give you something like that. You just go to the toilet and then take it home. I have 3 here in my office. I just use the toilets. They won't do anything to you, and it's pretty funny. So, okay. Your teacher just tell you something very legally. Okay.
First of all, they learned that the women students were much better at selling the reservations. People trusted them more. And second of all, they realized it's worked best in the restaurants that have the buzzers that tell you when your restaurant reservation time is up, right? Because it was almost like a reverse hand grenade. It was something, here, take this, it's going to go off. And it was something tangible they could give. There was another added benefit there. Because once they gave someone this buzzer, they got that buzzer in return. And they now could trade that one and sell that one later in the evening. Pretty cool? So again, the students realized there was no excuse for ever having no money in their pocket. All they have to do is look around and see the opportunities in their midst. But I have to tell you, the team that made the most money completely challenged all the assumptions. They realized that the most valuable thing they had was not the $5 and was not the 2 hours. The most valuable thing they had was their 3-minute presentation time in class, which they sold to a company that wanted to recruit those students. Pretty amazing?
Remember your pitch is Stanford. Don't forget, this professor is talking from Stanford University. I'm not trying to sell the idea or anything, okay? Just get a wild guess. How much you have to pay as a full-time student to Stanford 1 year, 1 academic year, 2 semesters? In 2016, I asked the question. 2 million new Taiwan dollars is considered always the best university in the world. Okay, if you know the smart guy, Morris Chang, I talked about his story a few weeks ago. Zhang Zhongmo. He was a graduate from Stanford from the undergrad, he never had a chance to get into his PhD and master. So he got really mad. He went to MIT instead, and he donated a lot of money to MIT. That's their hatred. When they saw everything, I would say 80% of the people walking on campus are all dark-haired. In other words, mostly Asian students. 80% about everything. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I'm not saying that all the other people are not so smart. But basically, okay, if you like we did the pitches talk a few years ago, and then you will probably say that yeah, we invite people to come, and they will say, "Oh, I'm so good," and they will pay you to come to see and recruit people. Okay. The only thing I know from my roommate back in the Arizona time, he told me he was a double E major, electronic engineering. Okay? If you graduate from Stanford University, the companies that are going to hire you will pay for your flights. If you are from all the other universities, you fly yourself. That's a major difference. So see if this is worth it. Okay? Try it. One day I bought 2 t-shirts for my kids and put them on. My wife said, "Can you take them away? Too much pressure." Stanford University every day. I also have one. Okay? Here, let's just keep trying. We are not National Tire University, but hopefully, can we make a t-shirt for this class? We only have 11 people, all right? Okay, so today this is my goal. I will lead you to here, but our second focus for the day, I'm a little bit running a little bit late. Okay? Just want to get everybody into this one. Okay, brainstorming for $5 is just one, but typically the weakness for this activity was you will go to the results directly. You will go for nouns. You will go for solutions. Let's see later this semester, I will try to get you into PPL. But today, we will only focus on insight. We went through this a little bit last week. Emphasize, define, idea, okay? So today, we'll probably try to go through these 5, and hopefully next week, if you are in the console, you'll be able to practice all the same 5 stages. So later on, we will come back here, okay? So imagine that, okay, great ideas from the 3 of you, okay? So one thing that typically, I try to combine design thinking with problem-based. Simply, my experience from problem-based is that students have no limitations. They talk about everything crazy. If you put these 3 into ideas, is it desirable, feasible, okay? When we use the word feasible, it's more like a, can you make it, okay? Rental boyfriend is doable. If you say, can I have one AI boyfriend? It's also a Japanese drama. Great handsome guy playing that. Okay, and then some sick people create another drama. It's called AI girlfriend, and that's really risky. Oh, it's actually on the Netflix if you want to see. I think it's Russian or something in Eastern Europe because they are not speaking English. One time I used that video for a little bit. It's so funny. All the female robots were all written in simplified Chinese. You know all the denotation, connotation, yeah, just stated there, okay? All this one. And the whole thing goes like the robots all went wrong and then they start moving like a human being. But they need electricity, so every time if they need electricity, they will go to some bars like a Tesla and they will stand there in like 1 hour, they will start walking again. Very lousy if you guys can look at it, just don't watch that. Feasible, ask-all survey is one. Okay? I love the idea. Okay? In some colleges in America, they use the term, okay, that's called, it's called charity night. Yeah, you just gave me the idea. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 boys from our class, right? So we will announce everybody and tell them to come tonight. And the 4 bachelors, okay, in this term, it's more like a single person. The 4 bachelors will be on. And then ladies, audience, very sick, twisted. We will just use some sign. Okay? If you are going to audition, like buying something, exactly audition, okay? And you will say, legs, 175 centimeter, okay, stuff like that. Okay? GPA 4.0. Okay, it's good in sporting, very funny, very humor, lives in Nankou. So, ladies, can I see how much you studied breathing for Lex, Jeff, Ben, and Clown? So there's a price that people are willing to pay, and actually, the money won't go to him. the money will go to our student association as a charity. So our department will be very rich. Do you guys think that that's okay? Here in Taiwan?
There's no way that's gonna be on the news.
Yeah, and then if we do that to the ladies, oh my God. Right. And people will say you have gender bias, you're selling people like a product. Yeah, I will be over the news, and next day you will see me. I'm sorry, okay, 对不起大家, I will quit my job. Right? This happens. Why? Okay, people in Taiwan are quite sensitive, but it's very doable, very common in the States. We call it better than none. Okay? But eventually, if Lex only get $5 and we never get paid, then we will have some trouble. Okay, wouldn't. It's funny. Okay. I promise everybody later on, one day, I will share the film I used to collect here. It's also on Netflix too. Okay. So I love it. Okay. We're probably not going to show you guys this film, but simply I just wanted to let you know. Okay. I also noticed that people in this building have the same problem. This is from, I would say, Switzerland, okay, or Switzerland. I don't really remember. Or Finland, okay. The city government just want to encourage people to use stairs instead of escalator. Do you guys also notice that? Same problem here. We are not that bad. We are not Wenzhou or Nantai. We have 20 floors, okay. But here I just never understand why students going to class on second floor have to use elevator. Okay, I want to just kick it every single time I go in, but I try not to. Okay, I'm getting weaker. I won't fight. Okay, it's unbelievable. Okay, 2楼就直接把他们推出去 push them to down, right? So what can you do? Okay, so last time we went through that. We wanted to start with some brainstorming going in here. Let's try this one. Because I want to take you guys into the idea of insight. What do I mean by insight? Chinese term, some people change that into 洞见. It doesn't really help. 一个黑洞那个洞，然后看见见. What do we mean by insights? Okay, you guys are seeing this lady struggling. So what do you see? She can't reach the socks. Okay, so how can you help her?
Just take it forward.
Okay. Don't try so early. Okay. Can you give me a verb phrase instead of a noun phrase? That's a noun phrase.
Pick her up.
Pick her. That's a noun phrase. But we are not talking about money or prices here. So if you wanted to give me an answer like the lady needs,
Ladder?
that's a noun.
Oh, yeah. Needs to take the box out. No.
What and very good starting point. What does a later mean?
Climb.
Okay, so give me a complete sentence with a verb phrase.
She needs to climb the ladder to get the box.
Okay, that's one way. Anything else?
Keepers. Just
No, go ahead.
Okay. Maybe the store can put some ladder or boxes that is safe for the people who needs the sign.
Okay. Put up a box.
give her something to stand on.
Give her something to stand up. So how about the other way around? Okay, not just going up.
It's like we don't need to put the storm doesn't need to put the thing that is way too high for people to reach. We can put it lower.
Okay, so two other ways, either go up or come down. It's beginning right now in Japan. Okay, when you get older, do you guys know your body, your height will start shrinking? All right, so they right now have what they call the seniors friendly supermarkets. You go in, you come, and everything will come down a little bit. Okay? Not everybody's like Luna. Okay, like you are always that tall. Okay, so this is one way you can think about it. Okay, very good. Somebody say she needs a handsome guy. Okay, pick her up. So if you look into it, I would say every time you start with empathy, okay, it's almost everywhere in the world. Okay, And I always don't understand why not too many people are paying to that second point. Okay, the smoking issue is one that's been bothering me, and that elevator issue is also the other one. I went to Zhengqiu several times, Wenzhou several times. They just simply put a sticker for faculty and staff members first. It's not helpful. 从来没有帮助. And I stopped going to cafeteria for almost 10 years. Okay, every time I went to student cafeteria, no one will let me go first. Okay, kids here are very aggressive. Okay, if I'm trying to get something, they use elbow to hit me. Right? This is how you get. 我们团的同学就是要先吃饱。Many times I was dining with our students, your seniors. Okay, one time I was teaching a course translation and tourism. 我跟那个庄一平老师一起。And for midterm, we have 2 tables waiting for everybody. Sit down, and the restaurant starts serving some dishes, and then we ask people to translate. Okay, students here. Okay, 我不知道你们有没有刚做完导生聚餐。Okay, they never waited for me and the other teacher. Simply, we sit down and everybody just go. Okay, like this is the last day they have to have their food. Okay, 好，希望这个会慢慢来。你们在家吃饭的时候，看看爸爸妈妈有没有先开始。我太太用一个日文单字翻成汉字叫做远虑 N6。那你们要讲孔融让梨，因为如果是梨子，你们就让，其他就不让。If it's pizza, I won't let you go first. Okay, AIOU just some of the terms: activity, environment, interactions, objects. You observe something. Okay. So if we have a lot of time, I will actually do that. You use speakers to do this. Okay. So today I will skip this one because I wanted to go very quickly. We actually went to the $5 one. Okay, this is just a brainstorming activity. What you can do with pencils. Okay, if you watch Keanu Reeves, you pretty much know. Okay, all the boys know he used 2 pencils to kill people. One time in a hotel, I was waiting for the overnight flight. I couldn't find any chopsticks, and I didn't have anything to eat for the day, so I had a cup noodle, and I picked up 2 pencils to eat my cup noodles. This is something I will use, right? Anybody ever use a pencil to do multiple chores? When you were a kid growing up, 选择题 A, B, C, D. 那是6面 What do you do with the other 2? 以上全对，以上皆非 That's how I grew up. Okay? I did this with my mathematics. So according to the theory, if you have so many possibilities, you actually come to the other 2 ends. I'm showing this as more like the theory. And later on in your group, you will be able to do that. Okay, so $5 activity is actually cool. Okay, you guys are pretty much more like Subway here. Okay, I like the Costco idea, laundry idea, okay, and the Esco is actually not too bad. I'm not quite sure with the selling tickets and buying tickets. Right now we have so many concerts. I was being cheated several times when I was in the States. First time I went to see baseball game. Black guy just came to me and said, "Where do you want to sit?" And I want to sit behind the home plate. And he just simply gave me something. I didn't know the internet and everything. And he said, "You can have the whole stadium by yourself." Original ticket price was $18, and he sold me double. I didn't have anything. I just purchased it, and it says 112 rows. So I started counting. 1, 2, 3. Of course, I had the whole stadium on my own because I was on the top of the stadium. Very cool. That's the good experience. Worst experience was from my senior, 一个学长. His major was mathematics. He said, "Give me the money." And we were young, right? Junior. Okay, give him the money. We were waiting for the cable car in San Francisco City. So he collect all the money, purchase something from someone that we didn't know, not the legal booth. And that guy sold us a ticket from yesterday. So we waited for 1 hour getting the tickets. We had to wait for the cable car to come for another hour. And by the time we got to the cable car, we are all kicked out because the tickets were from yesterday. You only have to get it from today. So think about this. All right. So I'm using this one. Okay, too bad Lily is not here. Otherwise, and maybe you guys have a lot of feelings too. Let's do some observations. Remember that lady teacher I told you? Every single time I'm using this activity, I remember her. I think she will not retire until like 4 or 5 years from now. Okay. Go this way, make a left turn. You will see her office. Very obvious, very obvious. Because she's the only person with a screen door. Screen door. She puts copy machine, everything in her office and a bag. Okay, what happened here? Something I don't like our current version is that why do we have blue bikes? I never understand. Okay, what's happening? What's the insight? Insight can be something users don't notice. Please help me in your group. Okay, these 3 sentences. If you can feel this one, you pretty much know what's the insight for the campus bicycle. Users need because users need in a way that users need something, right? Try.
User need to in a way that user need to save time because they're running late. User need to find a faster transportation or faster in a way that they can